Hey guys, today I'll be talking about division. This is a video from my intermediate to beginner math series. Stay tuned for a chemistry series and let's get into it. Hey guys, today we'll be talking about the topic of division. This is the first video from my beginner to intermediate math series. I hope you like the new way I'm recording my videos. I can draw, I can erase, and I can move things around. It's really cool. I'll talk about this in some other videos, but that's for later. So, yeah. Division is a section of math where you take a number, 20 for example, and you split it into smaller groups. For this example, I will be taking 5. And you'll split 20 into smaller groups or divide 20 into smaller groups, which is the reason why you have the name division. So now let's take an example. This example that I have right here, we can solve this by using a method. And in case you don't know what the question is, it's like you're splitting 20 into 5 groups, and what I want to know really is how much is going to be in each group. That's what I want to know. And we can just write 5 groups, circles representing the 5 groups, and now we have 20 smaller circles which we will be putting in these 5 groups. So now I have 20 beads, and a method that we're going to use here is we are going to use something like tally. So you have to scratch this out and put it in this group. Scratch this one out and put it in the second group. Scratch this one out, put it in the third group. Scratch this one out, put it in the fourth group. Scratch this one out, put it in the fifth group, and so on. And the sixth one right here, it comes all the way back. And you do this until there are no more beads left to be scratched. Sorry, not beads, circles. So I'm just gonna do that. Okay, so I'm done here, and you might notice that I have 4 circles in each group, and in this case 4 is our answer because we split 20 into 5 groups and we wanted to know how much is going to be in each group, and now we have an answer. It's 4 circles in each group. Well, now you might be thinking, hey Sanjay, I don't want to be drawing like 100 beads and then I want to split it into 10 groups. I don't want to do that. So how can I do that? How can I split like a big number like 225 and divide it into, let's say, 5 smaller groups? How should I do that? Because I don't want to draw 225 beads, and neither do you. So I'm just going to erase all this and I'll tell you. Okay, so I've erased all of that, and now let me just move this a bit up. And now to do this, to do 225 and divided by 5, we are going to use something called the standard algorithm. And I'm going to tell you what to do with this. So first, you have to write the number that you are dividing or splitting into smaller groups and you put the number of groups you want outside of this, and it's like a curve and then a line. So it's like a curve. Oh, whoopsies, that's not the right thing. So it's a curve, like a curve and then a line straight, and then you put your number in here and your cursor, your the number of groups you have in here, and your answer will go up here. So, and we need this workspace because I'm going to show you something. Okay, so first we take this first number 2, and we see is 2 able to be divided by 5, or we could just say is 2 divisible by 5. Well, no, obviously you can't split 2 into 5 groups. That would mean you take those 2 circles and then split them into 5 pieces and put each piece in one of the groups, and we can't do that right now. Like that's a whole other subject, and I'll talk about that in one of my next videos. So if you can't do that with the first number, you have to attach the second number behind the first number. This makes 22 because 2 after 2 is 22. And now we have to see, is 22 able to be divided by 5? And that's yes, 22 is definitely bigger than 5. And now let's just draw our 22 circles and 5 groups. Just do this in a different color. So now I've drawn 5 circles representing the groups and 22 circles representing circles. So now I'm going to scratch out the first one, put it in here, scratch out the second one, put it in here, scratch out the third one, put it in here, scratch out the fourth one, put it in the fourth group, scratch out the fifth one, put it in the fifth group. And I know you might not want to listen to me doing it for 22 times, so I'll just cut this part out. Okay, so I've gotten down to the last 2 circles, and I've noticed a problem. If I put these two circles inside these 2 groups, these 3 groups will have one less circle than they should. So, and the only way to split these equally is to cut these beads into 5 pieces and put each piece in each group. And we can't do that. I will teach that in the next video. But so if you get this is called a remainder. So yeah, that's how it's written. R-E-M-A-I-N-D-E-R, remainder. And it's this remainder is what you have after you have divided, and in our case our remainder is 2 because we have 2 circles left. And I'll show you what to do with this. I will show you what to do with these circles later, but first we have to do something else. So first we actually have to erase all of this because we know our answer, it's 4, and then we have a remainder of 2. And we really don't, in this case the remainder really doesn't matter, but that's fine. I'll just show you the next step right now. Okay, so I've erased everything, and the next step, since we had 4 in each circle and 2 left, we just write the 4. We write the 4 up there, and we don't do anything with the 2 right now. So the next step is to multiply 5 times 4. If you don't know multiplication, I will be showing it in upcoming videos. So, but essentially what it is just you're taking 5 and you're counting it 4 times. So you start at 0 and you say 5, and then 5 plus 5 is 10. 10 plus 5 is 15. 15 plus 5 is 20. So we get 20, and we put that 2 under it. This 2 right here, it's the same exact 2 that we had as our remainder when we were drawing the circles here. So yeah, and the next step is you bring down the 5. You might ask why, and that's because we are dividing and we take the next number after we are done dividing. And to make sure, and before you bring this down, just make sure that you can't divide this number right here by this number right. You can't divide this number right here by this number right here, because if you can, then you have done the first step wrong. And we can make sure, because 2 is not divisible by 5, because you have to cut this 2 into 5 and then put one piece into each of 5 groups, and that is not possible. It is possible, but I'm not going to review that in this video. And for the standard algorithm, you are not going to be using that. So we bring down this 5, and now we have to divide 25 by 5. I'm pretty lazy, so I don't really want to do 25 circles, 5 circles again. So what you can do is count by 5s until you get to 25. So we can do 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, and you'll see we added 5 times and we got exactly to 25. And so we write we write 5 up here, and now we multiply 5 times 5, that is 25. Either way, whatever you do, and you subtract here and you get 0. Yay. And now we have our answer. It is 45. And if this number, if you were dividing 25 by instead of like 5, you were doing it with 4, you wouldn't get exactly 25. So what you would do is you would take the number closest to 25, but just so you don't go over it. So if we take 25 divided by 4, for example, we would go 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, and then we can't go up to 28 because that's more than 25. So we have to stay at 24, which is actually 6 times. And then we would write 6 up here, and then we had 24, right? So we would write 24, so we'd do 24 instead of 25. We'll subtract, and we will get 1 as a remainder for the whole problem. And right here, this remainder really matters. So that is the standard algorithm, and I'm going to do a problem with the standard algorithm just to show you what it really is, and just to give you a better understanding. So I just have to erase all this. So I have erased everything, and now I'm going to write the standard algorithm for this problem. This problem is going to be 400 divided by 6. Okay, let's write it over here. So I'm going to do 400 and then we do this 6, and we look at our first number. So we see if 4 is divisible by 6, and it is most certainly not, because 4 is less than 6. So we take this next number and we attach it to 4, and this makes 40, because this is 40. 4 after a 0 is 40, and it is most definitely divisible by 6. I do not know if there is a remainder or not, but I'm just going to do this in my head. So it's 6, 12, 18, 24, 30, 36, and we get 36, because if we go 42, that is more than 40, and we can't do that in multiplication. I mean division. So we have 6 times. See, that was 6 times, and we got to 36, because 6 times 6 is 36, and we subtract and we get 4. Now we bring the 0 down and we get 40 again, and we already know the answer to this because it was 40, and now we get 40 again. So we write 6 up here, 36 down here, and our remainder for the whole problem is 4, and our answer is 66. So the way we would write this is 66 remainder 4. This R represents remainder, and that's what you would write. So yeah, we're done with the problems. Hey guys, hope you liked the video, and I used Explain Everything to record my video today. And please like, subscribe, share this video, and click that bell button so you can get to one of my YouTube videos right when I upload it. And I'll see you next time. Peace.